I know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, now, trip. Oh, flick that switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish.
Hi guys, welcome to today's vlog. It is about 6:45 on Monday. What's today? August 31st, I think. Hi, hello, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Abby. I make videos all about basically everything in life, but mostly being a new graduate nurse. And today is my first real week of work. All of last week was orientation and paperwork and all of that stuff. And so this is the first like real week and I'm super excited. So today I am headed down to the hospital. Like I said, it's about 6:45 on Monday, August 31st. And it is not my first day on the floor today. It is not my first shift. It's not like I'll be working with like actual patients, babies yet. That comes tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. But today I have what's called NICU, I think it's NICU boot camp or NICU level 2 boot camp or something about the NICU and boot camp. I forget the exact title. But basically, we are going to be in a classroom in the hospital from 8 to 5 today. So it's definitely going to be a long day. But we're going to be going over like general policies and procedures, working with the IV pumps, learn how to use those. If people haven't used them before, or like every hospital is a little bit different. So we're going to go over just basic things like feeding a baby, swaddling a baby, cares, all of that stuff, which I'm really excited for because I did have my practicum in the NICU and so I miss doing that. I miss spending time with like even feeder growers. I miss all the babies, but like I'm just excited to get back and to have like care times and a schedule, which is something that I'll talk about at some point on here. Something that's different, I guess I could talk about it now while I'm driving, but something that's different in the NICU than like a adult floor is we have what's called care times. So every baby has a different set of care times. Typically, if I have, say I had 2 babies, typically their care times would be like 30 minutes apart or an hour apart from each other. You don't want to have, if you can avoid it, you don't want to have 2 babies at the same care time because you can't be in 2 places at once. So there's no way you'd be doing both babies at the same time. But basically, at least for where I was at for my practicum, we did 8:11-5 was our care time. So 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. And that's like your day shift. Or flip all of that and do 8 p.m., 11 p.m., 2 a.m., and 5 a.m. if you were nights. And those are just the times that we perform cares on the babies. And what cares are is like going in, doing their vitals, doing an assessment, changing their diaper, and feeding them, and just doing all of that, those things. And then when you're not doing a care time is hopefully when they're sleeping, right? So that's something that's different in the NICU than I think is in the adult world, because we try and do stuff around their care time so that they're like resting and sleeping and growing and doing all of that when we're not touching them and messing with them and feeding them, if that makes sense. So that's something that's different, and it definitely keeps you busy. Like if you have, some people think like, oh, having 3 feeder growers is easier than a critical baby, which it might be, but it might be different, or quote unquote easier from like a complication standpoint, because typically they're babies that they're focused on eating and growing, and that's all they really need to be focused on, which is still a lot, but that's all they need to be focused on, opposed to like having chronic illness or anything else like that. So some people will say like, oh, working with feeder growers is easier than a complicated baby, which it could be, but it's different because they definitely still keep you busy. Because if you have a baby that has cares due at 8 and then a baby desk care is due at 8:30. Well, you're spending 8 to 8:30 doing that first baby's cares, and then you hop over to the second baby from like 8:30 to 9. That's assuming everything goes on track. And then you sit down and you chart, and that's probably like from what, like 9 to 10-ish, and then you have a little bit of time, probably from 10 to 10:30, but by 10:30 you need to start like warming up milk and getting everything ready for the 11 a.m. feeds for the second baby. So if you have 3 babies that are all like that, then you're just like constantly going. Like, it definitely keeps you moving and keeps the shift moving, and like eating lunch around that is interesting because of care times. Like, I remember when I was in my practica, my best friend Erica, she had her shifts some of the days that I was there, and she was on a different floor, but some days she would text me and be like, hey, can you get lunch like right now or in like 10 minutes? And I'd be like, oh, well, I have to be back like at such and such time for this baby's cares. Like, I only have a short window, and so it was just different to maneuver around than a med-surg floor. Not that it's easier or harder, I'm not comparing from that realm, it's just different. So that's something that's kind of unique about the NICU. I don't know what my point to that whole story was, but that's what care times are. So I'm headed down to the hospital. I guess kind of back to my point, I think that's kind of the stuff that we're going to be going over today, but I don't know for sure. I just know that they said it's like boot camp and going over the basics and kind of getting like the lay of the land, which is good because I have my first shift tomorrow, so I kind of need to do all this before I work tomorrow. So I'm going to drive down there, going to listen to a podcast. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. And yeah, what else do I have to say? I woke up this morning at 4 and kind of laid around till like 4:30, worked out from 4:45 to 5:30, then I took a shower and did my makeup, and I FaceTimed Connor while I did my makeup, which was actually super nice. We don't get to talk all that often because of the time change, and so me being up that early gave us a little bit more time to talk, and now that I'm working, obviously we're going to talk even less with the time change. So that was nice. Got to FaceTime him for a couple minutes, and then I ran downstairs and I grabbed my lunch. I pre-packed my lunch last night or yesterday. I'll show you guys what's in my lunchbox. And then all I have with me is my ketones, which I already drank, my coffee. I felt like having coffee today. You guys know I don't drink coffee every day, but today I wanted it, so made some coffee. I got my water, and then all I brought was my backpack with like some pens, my clipboard, a little notebook to like take some notes in today, my badge. That's it. Hi friends, so it is now 5:30. Oh, I don't want you to fall down. It's about 5:30 and I'm on my way home. So my first day went super well. I will try and include some pictures that I took. It was not my first shift, like I said earlier, but we did have like a full day. We basically met up outside of the like employee entrance, and they walked us through like the employee entrance where we have to go to get screened. So a whole bunch of stuff today. We went over like a bunch of policies. We practiced putting NG tubes in babies. We practiced IVs on like a little baby mannequin arm. We practiced, what else did we do? We changed diapers, we swaddled, we put all their leads on, like their EKG leads, we put the pulse ox on, we put the arm bands on, we did the NG tube. I think that's everything we did with the baby. And then we figured out how to clock in and clock out. We took our lunch break. What else did we do? We just talked about like general diagnoses that you see. We got a deep tour of the NICU, so we talked about the different types of beds. Oh, we went and practiced doing safety checks, so checking the oxygen on the wall and like using the mask and making sure we know how to control like the PEEP and all of that with the bag mask. And we looked at the cart. Our hospital has it to where every baby's room has its own cart with all of its supplies, which is freaking amazing. There's still a supply closet obviously, but every room has a stocked cart. So like the first little tray in the cart is all like IV stuff, I think. So everything you would need to start an IV or to access an IV or whatever. And then the next one down, I think was all feeding supplies. So like NG, OG, tubes, syringes, everything you need for feeding. And then there was another compartment that held all the stuff you would need for baths. And then there was another one that had everything you would need for an admission. So basically everything you need while you're in a patient's room is right there, which is nice because my NICU is private rooms. There are other NICUs, like the one I did my senior practicum at, was an open bay NICU, which just means like it's open air, and they're little cribs, like so many feet apart, and they can put up like little partition walls to give you privacy, but you're not in your own room. This hospital is it's all private rooms. We went over how to use the milk warmer and how the milk supply fridge works. I think I explained this in my interview video, but it's a little bit different than the hospital I did my senior practicum at, because here we teach mom how to, like, every room has a pump, so she can pump if she wants to pump her breast milk, and then we teach her how to, like, get a label and label the milk with the date and the time and her baby's name, so that we are making sure we're giving the right baby the right milk. Some of it felt like a refresher for me, because I'm one of the only people that got to do their senior practicum in the NICU. A lot of the other girls had theirs scheduled and then it got canceled because of COVID. So some of it was a refresher for me for sure, but it's always great to, like, re-acknowledge, like, that what I was doing before was correct, and that I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, but there's always more to learn. So that was great. Hi guys, so it's 6:31. I'm about to head inside. I can't clock in for another 20 minutes, so I'm just sitting here, like, catching my breath before I walk in. I have to go through and do, like, a screening. I talked about this yesterday, but I filled out a survey. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. So that's what it looks like. It's just like this little green thing, and it says certified to work. Based on the little survey that I took, I had to answer a couple questions. So I have to show that to the little screener when I walk in through the employee entrance. I'm just kind of sitting here reflecting, catching my breath, like kind of getting emotional, because it's just all real and so crazy that, like, this is my life, but all good things. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna start heading inside. So I will see you guys when I can. Happy first day. Hi guys. So I'm just backing out of the parking lot at the end of my shift. It is 7:31, so right on time, leaving the hospital. If you don't know, we tend to leave around 7:30, so perfect timing. And I finished my first day as a nurse. So freaking crazy, but it was such a good day. My preceptor is literally like the sweetest woman I've ever met. I'm kind of obsessed with her. She's so nice. What is this car doing? She was so, like, supportive and encouraging all day long, like giving me high fives and, like, fist bumps. She was so freaking nice, which honestly was amazing. I'll tell you a little bit about our assignment. Obviously, like, I can't talk a lot. I can't show you guys things in the hospital that could potentially have any patient identifiers on it. I talked to her a little bit about that, and I think there are things I can take pictures of to try and post some more, like, educational type content for you guys. A little bit about our assignment. We had a two baby assignment. It was 2 feeder growers, which just means that they are babies that are learning to eat and grow and get bigger and go home. And like I just feel myself getting back into the groove, which is awesome, and I freaking love it. And, like, I spent a lot of time educating today, educating parents, which was wonderful. They were so sweet, and, like, I just kept saying thank you, which is crazy because, like, not a lot of people say thank you to nurses, to be honest. I made a bunch of phone calls, I interacted in rounds, and it was just great. It was really great. Yeah, it was a great first day. it was a great day. It was such a good first day. I'm feeling so good. Like I said, it's about 7:40 now, and I'm gonna drive home. And I've got to go through a work zone, so I'm gonna get off the camera. But I just wanted to say hello and happy first day of being a nurse. Oh, also, I had to go into the chart because I did the charting for my patients, and I went into the chart and I had to sign off on it with my name and then RN after it, and it was freaking crazy. My nurse was like, you should take a picture of that to like show that you did it, but she was like, but there's like patient information, so you definitely can't do that. But she was like, just mentally remember that like this is the first thing you signed off on as a nurse, which is so cool.